Is Project L overrated or is it the future? Let's talk about it. If you've been following me on social media, which I implore you guys, take 5 seconds to go follow me on Twitter, please. I am not the biggest fan of a lot of Riot games. Are there bad games? No. They just haven't grasped me in any way, shape, or form. Usually when it comes for me to try new things, I need some type of anime or movie to get into it to feel like I can relate to the characters in the world, thus then playing it. I like Valorant though. I just hate that I can't play it on controller. Like, I just wanted to come to console. And I'm fine with that being just console only players, by the way. But fast forward to like a year and some change ago, Arcane dropped with Riot Studios, one of the best, beautiful, most animated series ever to grace Netflix. Now, I found out some of these characters are in this upcoming fighting game called Project L. You know, you got Echo, you got Jinx, and Rod, stop playing and announce Vi, okay? Give me my girl. Make the game real for me. But regardless of all that, I finally got the chance to play Project L at EVO 2023. And I ain't sponsored by Riot. Hopefully one day I will. You know what I mean by that. But I'm not going to sugarcoat how I feel about Project L and things that may be fearsome early on. And this is a EVO build of the game. The game is nowhere near done. We still don't have a release date. So keep that in mind. What I say here is only pertaining to the EVO 2023 build unless stated otherwise.
Hey, you watching this video, you this far in the video and you haven't hit the subscribe button. I would love if y'all subscribe. It's gonna get lit, and let's return back to the video.
So, Project L at EVO was pretty dope. The line was super clickbait. It looked like it had massive amount of people, but you gotta realize there is 4 people to the station because it's a tag game, meaning 4 players, everybody pick up a controller. Now, the clickbait part of the line is if you played on pad or if you played on arcade stick. Me personally, I can play on both types of controllers and peripherals, but I wanted to try it out on a freaking arcade stick simply because I've been liking tag games on arcade stick. So yeah, the controller line was way longer than, to some extent, if anything, than the arcade stick line. First things first is the gameplay and the speed of the game. Number one, I really liked how movement felt in Project L. Primarily, I stayed on Ahri most of my time playing the beta, and I switched between that and Yassuo for most of my matches. Xenos Versus most of the time played Echo, which was the character he stuck on most of the time during the Project L public test. Essentially, combo in this game feels very similar to Marvel vs. Capcom in a way, and I want to say them fighting her, that's the most recent comparison I can bring up, by the way. The basic combo structure of Project L is light, medium, heavy into 3 slash, or 3 launcher rather. Somewhat very similar and akin to a basic combo in them fighting herds. The reason why I stuck on Ahri for the most time playing this build is because I need to know if movement feels really good to deal with overall. Essentially, I need to know how air dashing works in that game and other reasons like that. If air dashing don't feel good, they can keep it. And I will say, air dashing feels like home to me. I love it a lot. Now, the speed of the game feels pretty almost right. Like, just almost at the right speed for me. I can't really tell you what game it reminds me of. It feels like it has its own speed. Like, I don't want to say this as fluent as fast as Marvel vs. Capcom, but somewhat more akin to BB Tag-ish in a way. I don't know. That's what it feels like a little to me. Here's the kicker for a lot of y'all. Y'all probably not going to believe this. Most of the beta build, most of the public demo was on PlayStation 4. Yes, Riot usually makes games for toasters. On my old PC, I used to be able to play Valorant on that thing, and I got to play games, mini games on it, without too many issues. They know how to optimize a game. If y'all need a team to optimize a video game for any type of hardware, I feel like Riot can do it. If any little criticism I probably would want for Project L, and it might be too hectic, I wish the speed was increased by like 0.5. It's like right there, Then again, if they don't ever touch it, I'm perfectly fine with it. I played Ahri, I had an air dash and things of that nature, and it felt flawless to me. Then I tried Yassuo. I'm not gonna lie to you, I usually don't play characters like Yassuo a lot, but he has Judgment Cut. Yes, he had Judgment Cut in that game, and when I actually played him, I was like, yo, Virgil is back. It's been so long since we had Virgil functions in a fighting game. He just felt like the best character to play in the build so far. Oh, the coolest thing about movement in Project L is each character has their own unique characteristics or movement capabilities within the game. Echo has a short hop, Aerie has an air dash, Yassuo is just dashing like crazy, and Darius just gets over that some kind of way. The first thing I kind of really am scared for with Project L, I get they want to have this whole team-oriented way of playing the game, which I'm perfectly down for that. But I'm not playing this with no randoms, bro. Like, I'm gonna need somebody that has at least a 3rd grade competency level to play this game with. I can already see in rank being so frustrating and annoying. I hope in the full game they let me just play by myself and control both the characters. That's why I like tag games. Here, I feel like it's just gonna be so frustrating and rage-induced to try to rely on somebody else not doing something when you want to do it. What I love about Project L is the mechanics. So number one, Project L has so many different mechanics for the game, and it's kind of crazy that they came up with all these already before even the game releasing. Some of these mechanics are like, there'll be stuff that will be implemented into like a season 2, maybe even 3, the earliest of a game lifespan for a fighting game. They kind of added 6P to this game from like Guilty Gear Strive. So if an opponent is crowding your airspace, you just hit 2H, and essentially that just completely stops them out of the air completely. I think that was kind of funny to me. That's in the tag game. I don't know. I think that's kind of funny and weird. The coolest mechanic about Project L that I really like is that they're keeping the other players into the game even after KO. There's a mechanic called the last stand. So if you hit back tag or forward tag, powerful comeback attack and the assist will come out when you're KO'd. That helps keep both players feeling like they ain't getting cooked in the game and they can help and do something at the same time. That's pretty dope because just because your character has 0 health don't mean you can't help the teammate on the screen. And I think that's pretty dope. The tag mechanics in this game is pretty crazy. So you know how like in Marvel or Dragon Ball FighterZ even at this point, where you have different assist options based on the color you pick, like, you know, C assist, the blue assist, the red assist. Well, they decided to make it universal for a lot of characters in this game. So Fuse assist is 2 times assist, where you get to throw out, your partner can throw out 2 assists back to back, which can be pretty good and weird in some scenarios. I don't know, unless people find out how to combo off of it. I ain't really too fond of it right now yet. Alright, so the coolest one is that they made DHCing kinda a mechanic, like a heavier mechanic in a way. So it's called Fuse Double Down. So during any level 1, your partner can come in and combo with their level 1 as well, which is pretty cool. Fuse Fury seems like going to be the very strong one, very prominent one. I feel like this is going to be one of the strongest early comeback mechanics in Project L, if anything, simply for if the other person just gets cooked and you just need to play catch up to build that damage back up. Now, my favorite one that's been unexplored by me personally is the handshake tag. Now, again, I don't have the game. This is a public build. We only can play 2 matches back to back. This is the one I'm very interested in the most. This is when the game going to get crazy. When people start comboing out with their teammates and stuff. I think that's going to be dope. But that's going to come with time and when the game comes out to go down the road in this way. Okay, now the biggest problem that I feel like I'm scared about with Project L, and I feel like a lot of people going to feel like, oh, the gameplay or pressure is going to be artificial. I can see the modding on Twitter already. I can see it. I think Project L has some of the best defense mechanics in a tag game in years, especially from this public build. I think the problem is that push block is perfectly fine. Retreating guard is going to piss a lot of people off because in that moment, unless you're in the corner, I don't see how that's going to be really good in the corner. And I don't know what they're going to do for that in that way. But retreating guard lets you just back away from them completely out of pressure. That's gonna piss a lot of people off. I don't know. I can see it being a modding type thing in the future. Controller or a stick. Personally, it does not matter because there's no motion inputs. For my personal taste, I think it just makes easier. Like if you look at the universal control layout, light, medium, heavy, across. The layout they gave me is beautiful. I love the layout they gave me. I love it a lot. If anything for stick controls though, I would probably change special 2 button to the dash button. I would just flip those. Other than that, I'm cool with it. That being said, it's your boy Avataryaya. Here's my quick thoughts on Project L at the EVO 23 public beta test or public play test, whatever you may call me. I am sick, so go ahead and since I used up all my energy right now, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll be back with more Street Fighter 6, and I got an Under Night video potentially later this week. You guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalla, peace, and I'm out.
stronger.